WBN Catalyst, so it's an exciting time, I suppose. We're rebranding what was the Young Professionals to become WBN Catalyst moving forwards. Key changes around that, I suppose, are from an eligibility perspective, we're changing it not just to be age specific, because we felt that was a little bit unfair, and so now it's widening it to be anyone who has 7 years or less in the insurance industry is also eligible to join, irrespective of age. But I suppose the big drivers behind the rebranding and the changes is that we want it to be the catalyst to broaden what was the Young Professionals programme in terms of its reach. It's developed to be much more of a training and development programme as well as a networking opportunity. And what we want to do now is take it to that next level and being more integrated within the member firms' training and development programs, and also try and further broaden the diversity and inclusion within the group.
It's been amazing. It's been great to be part of such a program where we're actually meeting colleagues, partners, colleagues to say, because we're all part of one big WBN family. But yeah, it's great to be able to connect and meet and just open yourself to the world. I think that's what, because sometimes in your roles you can be quite siloed in your own markets that you're working in, whether it's in the Middle East or Australia or the US. Whereas for be able to talk to Nick about the UK benefits market, or like how his clients are going, etc., and talking to other YP program brokers and partners. So it's been great. Yeah, so lots of learning and experiences, and lots more to come.
I think probably the most valuable thing is that getting experience speaking to people internationally at an early stage in your career. And I think the Young Professionals, obviously now WBN Catalyst, gives the participants, certainly myself and Shabab, we've been given opportunities to present in front of larger numbers of people that are all speaking perhaps native different languages, and that kind of cultural differences. I think that's really helped in terms of understanding what you need to be aware of in those scenarios. Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as an individual participant, you're able to really create your brand, and you're able to bring up your profile within the network, which helps you up for success in the later stages. Because when you're on the stage, when you're talking to carriers, to global carriers, global insurers, board members, some very senior people at a very early stage in your life, it obviously makes you very confident in what you do in a day-to-day job as well. So when I go back to Australia and see, in my day-to-day job, you feel that you're a much more confident person delivering things, messages, and getting better outcomes for your clients and for your firm as well. So I think that's a really good outcome from this program. Predominantly, what in the past, what has been the case with YPs, it used to be at conference event where everyone used to gather together and meet and network. But what we're trying to do a bit differently is also have networking events in each time zones, in each of those different regions. So that helps to drive more engagement because more people can attend. Particularly from Holland, we've got a big group of YPs. It's about it from my part of my role to engage everyone in that sense. But also we've actually done our first Asia Pac networking event, which was a big success. We've had people, a lot of people join, and that was something we want to do more of going forward. And I think also it's also about the education piece, because not everyone gets to come to the conferences as well. But at the same time, it's about engaging those young professionals to see the value of this program that can provide to not only to the young professionals but also to their firms as well.
I think over the last year what we've seen is we've got 7 members that have now graduated through the academy. So that's an 18-month or a minimum of 18 months, because you've got to build up credits to and fulfill various activities to graduate. So it's at least 18 months. So it shows that we've got a group of really engaged participants, and there's a lot coming through as well. And then we've the board mentorship program has gone live. So Shabab and I are both 2 of the first participants in that, and we're very privileged really to have one-to-ones with the board members, and they put their time invest their time to speak to us. I have to give Liz credit for implementing that. She designed the structure of it. So I think what we've done in the last 12 months is launch that. We've got really good buy-in from the board members, and that's really starting to pay dividends, hopefully from both sides, because we're providing feedback and giving insight from our perspective, and they're obviously sharing their career expertise with us.
Yeah, it's a difference. Everyone gets pairs, everyone fills out a survey. So once you've graduated from the program, you get to fill out a survey based on different kind of questions, what you're looking for from a program, and so forth. The mentors themselves have to fill out some questionnaires and some questions just to make sure that we're fitting the right person with the right match, essentially. We're paired. I'm paired with Waleed. So we've had a number of conversations with him. He's the host as well, which makes things great. And looking forward to catching up with him in person to be able to really further that relationship. From the mentorship perspective, it's a great opportunity, and that's one of the highlights of the young professionals graduating from the Young Professionals Academy. And I think also just to build on that further, what you said, it's just that visibility that young professionals are getting in the conferences. We're on the main stage. When you graduate from the program, I was in San Fran collecting my graduation certificate with Nick, so that was amazing to be able to walk up and get that. And I've had people come and congratulate me, saying, "Hey Shabab, congratulations." I said, "What for?" And he goes, "For the picking of the certificate and graduating." He's like, "Oh, that's right." And you don't think about it like that. So it is a commitment from the young professional, a meaningful commitment. It's not just a tick and flick exercise, but you get what you get out, you get what you get out, like you were saying earlier. So
It's building on what we've achieved so far in terms of it's evolved from being perhaps a more informal networking event for the more junior members of the network to becoming a much more structured program. So things that we've already achieved in implementing are the academy that the participants can go through and graduate, and then they get the opportunity to speak to the board members as part of the board mentorship program. So it's building on that really to further boost that engagement between the Catalyst members, as they're called now, not young professionals, and the board members, and make sure that they're, I suppose, trained and ready with the end goal of making them prepared to be potentially the leaders of the future within the WBN. I think it's a very good point, actually, because that's one of the things as WBN Catalyst that we really want to utilise it for. So because it's now much more than say, just a networking thing, I think it was a great starting point when it was more just informal networking. But in addition to that, now it's a more structured, or it can be a more structured career development programme. And it gives people the opportunity to meet people from a similar age group or similar point in their careers, give them an opportunity to meet people from all over the world and have that opportunity, like we talked about, having that different perspectives and that broader diversity of thought. And I think from a recruitment and retention point, that's what we hope that the member firms can continue to build on, and we can get the engagement to kind of integrate that into their internal training development program.
That's a good point.
So that they can say, hey, if you come to work for us, you've got access to this. And to Shabab's point about we've done it remotely, and that's been able to get people involved that wouldn't always be able to go to the conferences. Just feasibility of getting everybody there is not always going to be possible. So we want to make sure we want people to come to the conferences, but also extend it to a much wider audience within the member firms.
I think in terms of my only message to anyone listening to this podcast or thinking about joining, or even the firm owners or senior members of the firm, if you have young professionals in your firm, this would be a really good opportunity for us to have a chat with them, because there are definitely a lot of benefits that the firm can get, and also the participants, and it's a long-term benefit. It increases everyone's engagement, and definitely. Participants come out as we're learning a lot, having a lot of experience, and being able to network and expand their network. So that would be something very useful, because we don't want this to be a conference type situation where there's only once or twice a year the young professionals are engaged.
Yeah.
We want it like a throughout the entire year. That's what some of the programs we've been working
Absolutely,
towards. So please reach out if you're interested, and we'd be more than happy to have a chat and work and get you guys involved. Yeah.
Sounds great, yeah. And just to reiterate, really, if anybody is considering it, I think the advice from both of us as sort of going through that process is grab the opportunity, because if I think when I've been involved for sort of 4 years now, and the experiences I've had as a result of being proactive and getting involved, and like what you said around, you get out what you put in, it should hopefully give WBN Catalyst give a much wider audience of employees within the member firms the opportunity to engage, and who knows where that might lead them.